Hello, everyone, and welcome to the KAYFABE Today podcast. My name is Eric. You can follow me on Twitter at MTO Broski, and I'm here today with a full house. That's right. We got a couple of people here with us. As usual, we got Travis, Mr. Reliable, the other half of the Can-Am Delights. He's here with me as usual by my side. Travis, how you doing? How's your week been? And what's been going on? Just finished a podcast with you over on your channel for 205 Live. I watched one 5-minute match, and it qualified me for the show that week. So it was a good time. So be sure to go over to Travis's channel and check that out. And speaking of your channel, Travis, where can people find you on the internet?
What's going on, man? Good to be back. Really excited to finally, as a part of the squad, be on here with Drew. Yes, we did just do Cruise Control on Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Hit that subscribe and smash it as hard as you smash
as hard as you can.
Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. Check out the reset button if you're in a gaming podcast. Got a little bit of something for every nerd layer that's out there. But yeah,
and shout out to everybody who came to Travis's chat for the reset button the other day. That was a great show, great chat.
Yes, mad love, mad love.
But I'm not here with just Travis this week. As much as we like to be alone and have a nice intimate Skype call together, no, sir. We got an OG member of the crew, a man who was there when Ben and Elliot ruled the castle, a man who remembers me bringing it back, a man who helped me bring it back. Drew Ortman making his return to the show. He missed last week, all right? Get off his nuts. Drew's a busy man. He's got some ladies he's got to see. Drew's the player of the show. Drew Ortman, welcome, the top worker of the show. Welcome back, sir.
What's up, man? Thank you. It's awesome to be back. It's been a while, but this will be fun.
So when it's been a while since me and Travis have podcasted together, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and like Travis said, now the team has gotten stronger and better, and the shows are better than ever, so it's exciting to be on here.
I know this is my channel. I know this is our show, but I mean, we've been putting out some pretty good shows recently, so everybody deserves a pat on the back. And speaking of pats on the back, a man who gets them so many times a day, even I'm jealous. A man who gets so much love in the group chat, I go to bed at night resenting him. A man who, if I could, I would go over to his house right now, give him a big old hug, and tell him I loved him. Logan Myers making his second appearance on the KAYFABE Today podcast. Logan, I love you. Welcome back to the show.
I love you too, Broski. It is here. This is now.
No, wrong show, yeah. Logan. Wrong show. That's
sorry.
That's
sorry.
Sunday. That's
sorry.
Sunday.
That's
Logan
Sunday.
is, of course, my Logan is
bad.
the man who managed to keep the Can-Am Delights in check last week over on the Future Wrestling podcast. Not an easy task, Logan. You did really well. How are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what do you do there?
He's our Paul Ellering.
Oh.
Fuck it is.
I like that. I like that so much. Thank you, Travis. You guys can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144. And, of course, you could check me as the host and the owner of Future Wrestling Podcast with my co-host, Broski. So
that's right.
You
I
go
listen
check
to Logan
that out,
over there. If you guys are sick of me running the show over here, go over to Logan's channel, hit the subscribe button, and listen to what happens when I'm a basic bitch. Man, Logan keeps me on a tight leash. Tight leash. All right, boys.
Yep,
so I'm glad that we could all be here today for the show. Full show. It's been a while since we've had, a very full crew. I miss my son. We love you, Robbie. He'll be back. He'll be back home soon, so he'll be coming back on the show in the next coming weeks. But we got Logan here, which is just as good as my son, if not better. Robbie.
Shout out to
Robbie Shade. No, I love you, Robbie. All right, so there was some news this week. We're going to start to show off on a little bit of a downer, so that way we set expectations. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so sad. So the rest of the show we can just kill it because we depressed everyone right off the bat. Ric Flair, an absolute legend in the world of wrestling. Everybody who has ever watched two guys in their underwear fight in a ring knows who Ric Flair is. Some health issues this week, scaring the shit out of wrestling Twitter. Even some people that I'm not used to seeing tweet about WWE or wrestling-related things, jumping on that bandwagon. I put a tweet out there saying, the guy survived a plane crash. This little nap he's taken won't be a big deal. And I actually caught some flack for that, saying it was insensitive. It's not insensitive. It was positive. It was,
it's inspiring.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's a fucking plane crash. Who survives that shit? Nobody. He's Ric
At this
Flair.
point on social media, just putting like random letters into your fucking tweet or whatever is going to offend somebody.
Somebody will take offense.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I guess this was just like, because I don't really post too many things about wrestling, except like when once in a while I get, under somebody's skin. But by now I think pretty much people on my Twitter and who follow me, they know my gimmick. I'm just saying shit to try and upset people, and if you fall for it, I just make you look like an idiot. So most people get it. So I guess when I'm talking about wrestling, it kind of catches me off guard when someone gets offended by something I say. Because I'm just like, and especially this. I was like, I wasn't even trying this time.
Yeah, those are the cringe-worthy ones.
And Logan, you just gave us a quick update. You want to just fill everybody else in here on how Flair is doing?
Yeah, Ric Flair's having a tough time. I think it's a sad situation all around. Before I tell you exactly what's going on, I've actually read comments, and one comment, you want to hear cringeworthy? The dude said, Charlotte should not be at the bedside of Ric Flair. She should be on the SummerSlam card.
Oh, fuck.
Whoever said that,
for fuck's sake.
You were fucked up.
You're a fucking idiot.
Is that where we're at now, really, people? Like, wow.
God
but,
damn it. The problem with social media is that the great thing about social media is that everybody has a voice, and the problem with social media is that everybody has a voice.
Everyone has a fucking voice. Yeah.
I mean, for fuck, wrestling doesn't matter. It doesn't. When your father is in the fucking hospital, it really doesn't fucking matter. Okay?
Nope.
Like God, that's such a stupid comment. But yeah, let's just continue with the let's focus things on the update before you fucking trigger me to death, Logan.
Well, there is news on exactly what the surgery he had.
All right.
This is some news, more news that just came. Is reported that Ric Flair's recent surgery involved removing part of his bowel. So everybody's got a.
Oh wow.
Yep, so that's...
Gee, that's not good.
Not good.
It was not colon surgery. The health issues that he has been doing, it's part of the drinking issue. So I'll just make it short and sweet that he could end up staying in the hospital for more than a month, and he will be currently undergoing dialysis treatment to restore proper function of his kidneys. So, sad.
So, like I mentioned off air, kind of sounds like kidney failure, but then if they're taking out some bowels, that kind of it's not looking good. I don't know. It's I mean, we're gonna have to get used to this. Our childhood heroes are getting really, really old.
Yeah, I think this one for me, I can't pinpoint exactly why, but it's like, we've had Dusty and Roddy and a lot of the legends that were even our childhood past, but this one's gonna be something.
I'm not one to jump on celebrity deaths and put these big emotional tweets or Facebook statuses out there, but I won't lie. Flair, when I saw Ric Flair's name trending, I was like, please no, please no. And it's just that guy. As wrestling fans, he's that guy. He is wrestling to a lot of us. You know what I mean? So to see him, and I think a lot of us around our age, in our 30s, mid-30s, a lot of us, Flair and Hogan, those are the two guys, those are the two guys that once they're gone, our childhood is gone, in a sense. You know what I mean? So
they were the Pepsi and Coke back then.
Exactly. Perfect way to put it. But he's completely right. They definitely were the Pepsi and the Coke.
All other sodas just try to be as good. It's just what comes down to the OG Pepsi and Coke, I guess. For me, nature's going to hit extremely hard. And it goes back to that statement you made. I don't think we're ever going to get used to seeing our heroes go away. For one, it's always sad, and two, it's going to make us feel old, and we're just never going to use that transition. Maybe we'll accept it someday, but this one, this one's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. And also, not to fuck my karma up, when it's a guy like Nate, it makes me like, why can't it be like Invader 2, the guy that killed Bruiser Brody?
Right.
Yeah, one of the scumbags. But I mean, like, I want to make it very clear. I know, because we're kind of sounding like a mortuary podcast here. He's in the hospital. He's not dead. He hasn't passed away yet.
Right.
But it's not looking good. So your mind can't help to go to worst case scenario. Right. I just wanted to kind of clear that up so nobody kind of gets like, confused. It's like, wait a minute, the way they're talking. It's a delicate subject, especially with someone. I don't usually tiptoe around things, but with somebody like Ric Flair, I think he's earned the respect of you know, our best wishes are out there, and
Exactly.
you know, we hope he pulls through. And my tweet wasn't offensive, so fuck you.
Fuck you.
I love Ric Flair. He's a goddamn legend.
I think too, you just realize that there's definitely never going to be another Ric Flair. Like nothing
Nope.
close. Won't happen.
You'll see flashes of it. Like I think, and, you know, this is also sad. I didn't mean to do this, but Larry Sweeney, another guy who passed away,
Yeah.
he had flashes of Flair in him that I thought was great. But unfortunately, sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that. But
No, it's
passed.
fine. It's fine. I mean, you know, that's part of wrestling. That's part of life,
Yeah.
really. You know, in
but
a
it's
grander
sad
sense.
that it is
but-
really part of wrestling, the deaths.
Yeah.
It's the nature of the beast with it, I guess.
and
at this
especially
point.
that this isn't some, you know, some guy who had middling success. It was on TV for a couple years and faded away. This is Ric Flair, somebody who's consistently been on our. He's consistently been in each and every one of our lives for our entire life. We don't know
He's
what a
the best
world
wrestler.
we don't know what a world without Ric Flair looks like, and I'm not in
Yeah.
any rush to find out. You know what I mean? So, you know, our well wishes to Ric Flair. He's a tough motherfucker, toughest, dirtiest player in the game. So I'm sure he'll kick out of this, no problem. And you know,
Woo!
that's all we can. Yeah, let's give it a little woo. There you go.
Yeah,
for
take
Rick.
Buddy Lee instead. Take that, Nature Boy.
Jesus. Here, insert one guy we don't like. Oh no. Okay, I won't say that. God, I stopped myself. I was so close to being an awful human being, and I stopped myself. Yeah, I don't like this. I must be maturing. But let's get on to some crazy things. Let's, you know, we'll take the show up a little notch. Something I'm pretty sure everybody
All
in this room wasn't expecting to see tonight. Drew's head almost just exploded when we told him just now. Jim Cornette, yes, you heard me right. Jim Cornette is now in charge of GFW Wrestling, storyline-wise, I'm assuming. Because none of us have seen this. We don't usually cover GFW here on the podcast. We do, however, on KAYFABEToday.com, and I forgot to do this at the beginning of the show, so I'm going to do it right now. We have some affiliates that you should all go and check out. One of them, which I'm vamping now because I lost my place. Here it is. One of them is Rock Bottom Radio with our friend at the Mike Kilby, who's been on the KayFabe Today podcast before on our WrestleMania show, I believe. So you'll definitely want to go check them out. They're on real terrestrial radio. They're fancy. They have a studio. And then we also want you guys to go check out Tapped Out Wrestling and the Buzzards podcast. But now, yes, back to the news at hand. I didn't want Lord and Savior Kieran to descend from his throne and violate me with lashes for not doing the plugs this week. So I did the plugs. But we'll get into Jim Cornette, GFW. I don't think any of us ever thought we'd see that guy back in that promotion ever again. But it makes sense, doesn't it, Travis?
Makes sense now that I took it in. At first, I didn't process it. At first, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's taken me a while to stop thinking it's Dixie Carter and that TNA. It's not
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not anymore. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
That regime is gone.
They got to get that stank off him.
Yes, exactly. And when I processed it, I got it a lot more. I guess everybody's a worker and a hypocrite at the end of the day in the business. Everybody comes back. It really is fucking true. He's sworn off coming back, but look, I mean, that's his decision. I can't fault the guy for wanting to make a buck, and, you know, who knows what his situation is. It's whatever. But I get it. Dutch Mantel's his boy in the booking committee, lifelong friends as far as in the business.
And it was
Jared?
funny because not later than last week, Travis. Sorry, I'm just going to get this out real quick. I'll let you get back to what you were saying real
I
quick.
don't really have anything else to say about it. Just then, I was shocked at first, but after processing it, it makes more sense now. And I hope, if anything, see, people get the wrong impression from my channel. Like, I want that company to fail. I don't. I just think they need to get that stink off, like you said. And I want them to succeed.
Yeah, they definitely do. But one thing that's funny is that not later than last week, at the very latest, 2 weeks ago, on his podcast, Cornette announced some appearance where he was managing, right? And he said, what will very well be one of my last appearances in public. And this was 2 weeks ago. So was that him, you know, living kayfabe, keeping, you know, the essence of Smoky Mountain Wrestling alive back when wrestling was real? Or is this just a sudden move of I had to make a Smoky Mountain Mountain Wrestling reference when you talk about Cornette. You just have to. So what do you guys think? Was this a last-minute thing, or is this been in
I
the
hope
works?
Dirty White Boy comes back.
Oh, TL Hop.
Oh, fuck. What do you think, Logan? What are your thoughts on Cornette coming back to the world of professional wrestling, seemingly on a weekly basis?
I think like I had to like take it all in and just like, okay, take a breath, think about it, And that's one thing that when it comes to guys like a Jim Cornette, who is not all about let's wrestle a blow up doll. He's all about the real wrestling, and you can't fault him for that. He has his own opinions, and at the end of the day, if money wise, that's what he needs is to get on air with GFW, then so be it. At the end of the day, I think it's a good thing for Jim Cornette, but at the same time, I would think that this would be the time that he goes into the Hall of Fame in WWE. So now I'm just wondering,
I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think. I wonder if they introduce him as WWE Hall of Famer Jim Cornette. Oh wait, no, he's no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Sorry. I got a little brain fart there. I thought just because you present at the Hall of Fame, you're automatically in it. I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
God, if that was the case, they could sell the presenters. Jesus Christ.
Well,
I think Sabu and RVD presented the Sheik one year. That means they're in the Hall of Fame.
I ruined the podcast, fellas. I ruined it. I derailed us, and there's no recovery. No, but I don't know. Do you guys think this is going to be good for GFW? Personally, I think it could.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah. Okay. Great. I agree because I think. Did you guys think that Cornette still has drawing power? Is the cult of Cornette going to follow him over to GFW?
I mean, the hardcores, of course. Everybody loves Jim Cornette. That's a hardcore wrestling fan.
I'm more tempted now than I've ever been to go check out GFW.
Yeah, and my thought behind the whole just the fact that I was shocked to hear that when you guys told me that about 20 minutes ago is the fact that it'll never surprise me when Jim Cornette gets back into anything like that, because you can tell from all the interviews he does, and we've all watched countless hours of Jim Cornette talking. He loves wrestling more than anything else on earth.
Yep.
And he'll never stay away.
And
There's no way.
I know a lot of people that listen to this podcast are not necessarily on Team Cornette, but I mean, I think everybody, if you're honest with yourself, even if you don't like the guy, you can't deny he loves wrestling, and he just wants what he thinks is best for the business to happen. And yeah, you might not agree with what he thinks is best, but you got to admire the guy that he sticks to his guns, doesn't let people tell him how to change his mind, and he's straight up fucked off from jobs just because it didn't work out, and he didn't want to do it the way they wanted him to, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anything, this gets eyes and people talking about GFW. Look at this. They just announced this, and here we are on a podcast talking about it. That if that's the route they want to go, that's definitely the right formula, and it's obviously working because people are blowing up about it on Twitter right now. It's definitely a great grab. One of those guys. It's always a good thing to grab a guy you would never expect in any situation. Whether it shits the bed or not in the long run, the beginning is the important part because it grabs people that are new. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
And you know what, Travis? This actually goes back to something we had mentioned like 2-3 weeks on the show, is that wrestling doesn't have those big, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, I can't believe this guy is here moments. They don't have them as much as they used to because there's
running out of those guys because we're running out of established legend type guys.
Exactly.
We're going to get down to guys left that are like Rene Dupree and Rob Conway, and it's going to be like, fuck.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that caught your eyes? What was that? Go ahead, Logan.
Well, I was just going to say that, looking back when Cornette had that rant on Raw is War from 1997, he was all about the pure wrestling abilities and the technical wrestling. He wasn't all about the
showmanship.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's going to bring, the Global Force Wrestling. And again, him being there, like Drew said, the hardcore fans are going to go and watch it, and this actually might be a good step.
You know what I can see them doing with him? Honestly, what I can right now picture them doing, because they can. I'm just going off TNA's track record to the listeners and stuff. So
and
don't come at me with pitchforks.
I think that's fair. I think
what they're going to do, they're going to do an angle where he's kind of like a Gulak character on air, where he's going to be against this new style.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be a heel authority guy, or maybe it could be a good. I just see him doing an angle.
Like an overblown version of his personality. Just like
transition. Yeah, it transitions the reality era. That bullshit. Transition social media and
let him say motherfucker on air.
If they did that, they would win the war.
Yeah, it'd be over. We'd be all watching the GFW network.
But apparently, New Jack, Honky Tonk Man, and Iron Sheik are in talks of coming in next to GFW. So look out for that.
Oh my god. I'd love to see New Jack just fuck everyone up in WWE. Just show up. Where the white women at?
Where Jason Jordan at? Where this motherfucker? You ain't Kurt's son, motherfucker.
Next thing you know, Ken Shamrock will be in Global Force Wrestling too.
Oh god. So punch drunk he doesn't know where he is.
Where the hell is Steve Blackman?
Oh god, I missed the Lethal Weapon. The definition of charisma. So did you guys see anything else? Oh, and finally, one last little tidbit of news, something that a lot of us have been waiting for ever since it aired the first time. Southpaw Regional Wrestling is coming back tomorrow. We're recording this late Thursday night, so Friday, 10 a.m. Go to YouTube.
Just finding out things and processing them. I just found out this before we recorded too, that this is on tomorrow morning, so I'm excited.
I can't wait. Are we setting our alarms, boys?
Absolutely.
Our alarms will be set. We'll be ready for the Southpaw as soon as that shit drops. But as far as news goes, that's all that caught. This is really just the Ric Flair stuff caught my eye this week. That's mainly what I've been, kind of following up on and reading about, checking up, trying to get some updates or some scoops. I've been hitting up Kenton in the DMs for some scoops. He's had nothing. I think he's too busy. Too busy to give me the scoops.
Shout out to Kenton.
I love Kenton. I had fun doing a show at Kenton. We need to get him back. We're going to get him back for WrestleMania. Force him to be on the podcast.
Just letting you know, Broski, I'm also very good. I'm giving you some scoops.
You have. Your scoops in training. Once Kenton moves on to greater, bigger, and better things, you'll be scoops. But right now, Kenton is scoops.
Scoops in training sounds like a teenage German scat film.
Welcome to Scoops Chat, your number one source for scoops. All right, so I guess that'll do for the news. You guys don't come here for the news. You come here for the banter. We're gonna have plenty of banter with our reviews of Raw, SmackDown, and our SummerSlam predictions. But before we get into that, have a listen to a beautiful Shining Wizards ad and enjoy. Just let it wash over you. Just let it touch your face like a cool summer breeze.
And now let's see what's happening in your neck of the woods.
If you're not tuned in to the Shining Wizards, listen to what some of our fans have to say about the show.
Hey guys, it's the Stallion, and when I'm contemplating suicide, I throw on the Shining Wizards because nothing makes me feel better than knowing I'm not one of these 4 grown adults, virgin fucking marks, discussing a fake wrestling product.
Tune in live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. East, rantemradio.com. It's the Shining Wizards, where it's wrestling talk and talk about wrestling.
And we're back. I'm sorry about that outro there. I got a little silly. There for a second. But the boys have calmed me down. I'm back in a better place right now. We're here with Travis from the Hibiki TMD YouTube channel, Drew Ortman, the top worker of KAYFABE Today, as well as Logan Myers, my fearless, absolutely fearless. You have to be fearless to be on a podcast with me. But he's my host. He keeps me in check over at the Future of Wrestling YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Absolutely smash it. Then go through all the video. Well, the last 2 or 3 videos, the ones that I'm on. Don't like the other ones before, because that guy's a dick. But don't go like them anyway. Like them for Logan. Logan's a lovable chap, and you should like all of his videos every single time he puts one out, or I'll come to your house. Go ahead, Logan.
You're going to come to my house.
No, not you. The people who don't like the video. The people do you not like our own videos? Do you not enjoy our podcast, Logan?
I love our podcast.
That's
No,
the
I'm just here.
Click like on your own videos. That's what he meant.
Yeah,
Okay.
click like all the day, and click like on my videos. In fact, if you're listening to this right now, pause the podcast, open up another tab, go to youtube.com/firstthinginthemorningshow, and just like all the videos.
All right, give me a second. Hold on.
I'm gonna get my channels. I'm gonna get my channels shut down. So, like, we've detected some unusual activity on your account. We're gonna shut you down, motherfucker. Oh no. Well, so this is the last episode of KAYFABE Today, so enjoy it. And on that note, we're gonna get into Monday Night Raw, which makes me wish that was the last day of my life, because actually it wasn't that bad again this week. Wasn't that bad. But we'll just get into it, shall we? Number 1 contenders match. Sasha Banks defeated Nia Jax in 15 minutes via pinfall. Cruiserweight title match. Akira Tozawa defeating the champion Neville to become your brand new Cruiserweight champion at 10 minutes and 47 seconds via pinfall. Bray Wyatt defeated Finn Balor at 11:31 via pinfall. Mickie James defeated Emma at 4 minutes and 8 seconds via pinfall. Hashtag Women Revolution. And in a non-title match, Jason Jordan defeated Intercontinental Champion The Miz at 1 minute and 30 seconds via DQ. And that which led into Jason Jordan and the Hardys, who defeated The Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas at 14 minutes and 30 seconds via pinfall. And as far as wrestling matches, that was your main event. Woof.
And that's the show.
Woof. Woof, 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 woof.
Thanks for sticking around 3 hours, guys. Here's your main event.
God, that's a couple weeks in a row now that the main event has been an absolute shit show. The show started off with, oh God, it's the Ambrose and Rollins nonsense. I hate this. I hate it so much. I hate how they sound like a couple who is like, you know, like a teenage. It's the worst. They don't just sound like a couple. They sound like a stupid teenage couple who don't know that they shouldn't be together, and they're too stupid to realize it. So they just keep going back and forth, and we're broken up. No, we're back together. No, we're broken up. No, we're back together. They just keep doing that. That's what this feels like.
Rollins so much right there.
Oh no. Oh no, it's just the worst. I don't enjoy it. It's so like, and they did it again. We complained about it last week, Travis, where one dude held out his fist and they just stared at each other forever. Like, I get it's a 3-hour show and you got to kill some time, but for fuck's sake, can we fill it up with something other than two dudes with wet hair staring at each other, please?
Well, for everybody listening, that's, you know, they liked it. We're aware of the pop they got. There was a monster pop. We give them credit for that. They played to the crowd well. They reacted very well. The segment, I didn't hate the segment, as long as it just leads to the Ambrose heel turn and they just pull the Band-Aid off, because to me that's what it feels like. Just fucking do it already.
Dude, I'm honestly, I know I sound like I'm just shitting on it mercilessly, and I just don't. But I wanted to like this. I did. I just don't like the execution. I hate the execution. It's just so poorly done. It's so poorly done. What about you, Drew? Where are you on this?
I was going to say the exact same thing. I wanted to like it. I really wanted to try, but it just... The more I watched it, the more like something would happen, and I'd be like, "Oh, I hope they don't do something worse than that next," or like.
But I
was just hoping it would survive somehow, and the pop I didn't give a shit about.
But the pop, but we can't deny the pop was huge. That's one of the biggest pops I've heard in a while.
I mean, it was big, but I didn't pop.
No, you didn't. You know, I couldn't picture you watching this and popping for this, Drew. Because whenever I watch a segment, no, go ahead, Travis.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say some bullshit. Go ahead.
I guess the thing about booking backstage, like, if you're a booker and you're gonna be like, you're testing an angle based off of one pop, what kind of thinking is that? You got to think long term with your angles, I guess.
Yeah.
And I see this fizzling out by next week. It's going to get a little bit less of a reaction when they do it again, and then no one's going to care anymore when they tease it week 3. Like, we've seen it.
And it feels like back in the day when you would have like it's a pay-per-view match, and you know it's like for the tag titles or something, but you have like the two single stars that are at the top of the roster by themselves against Cesaro and Sheamus. Like, I get they're trying to put them together for them to something to do, but I don't know. It's just like almost like Hogan and Macho Man against the Twin Towers. Like, you know who's going to win.
Right.
They are no powers by any means.
Well, yeah, no doubt.
And I hope that's not what they think. Like, my God, they could be Hogan. Like, I doubt that maybe, but these, if you're just going to throw two guys together like they did with Dillinger and Zayn on SmackDown, Ambrose and Rollins are not the guys. Like, they're capable of selling merch as singles. Why would you do that? Why would you backpedal now? If you're going to do this reunion, fine. Maybe a year from now or two. It's just too soon for me, I think, to pull the trigger on this already, I guess.
Well, it's like we said before. We've already seen this, or variations of this.
Yeah, they teased the cock in the face many a times with it.
I think even I just thought of this. Even a better example would be like, you know, back in like the 90s and 2000s, you would have occasionally like Austin and Shawn Michaels or something would win the tag titles for like, you know, a month.
Or how about Austin and Mankind?
Yeah, stuff like that. And you're just like, those guys, why are they doing this? I don't.
What about you, Logan? What do you? How did this segment leave you feeling your little Logan heart?
It's missing a piece. And you know what piece that's missing?
What piece is it missing?
When they do this fist, and they do the whole shield fist.
Welcome to Fistcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I honestly don't think of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I think of Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing.
And that's why I didn't pop, honestly.
Calling it the Shield is disingenuous. It's not the Shield. And I've ranted about this before, but Reigns and Rollins were the tag team, not Ambrose and Rollins.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even make sense. To me, it would make more sense if Roman Reigns was in Seth Rollins' place, just storyline-wise, and the way that the history of the Shield evolved. Rollins and Reigns were the tag team. So if they were coming back together and having this, you would expect. I'm such a fucking mark, but you would expect the bond between Reigns and Rollins to be stronger than that of either ones with Ambrose, because they were a tag team and they traveled the roads together, man, and they thought alike and they ate alike and they trained alike.
Sometimes I really feel like they forget that titles can make guys special in that company. And I think a lot of the thing that's cooled Ambrose off is he won that WWE title way too fucking soon.
Yeah.
They're putting him as a mid-carder now. They're doing it backwards now, and it's just they just blew their load too early with it, in my opinion.
WWE? No.
What?
Didn't somebody come out? Yeah, there was a brawl. Oh, they went back and forth.
I was about to say Darren Young. That's horrible.
Darren Young. I was thinking the same thing.
No, they went back and forth for a while. Then they started shoving, and then they started fighting, and then Miz Taraj. Was it the Miz Taraj who came down, or was it Anderson? And I can't even fucking remember. I have such a bad memory for this segment. What match did it lead to? And damn it didn't lead to any. Oh God, I just saw a picture of Alexa Bliss's throne. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, screw this segment. We're moving on. It was, I guess the casual fans at home, they liked it. The people in the arena seemed to like it. I don't really think anybody here was too into it. There were too many questions. And in my case, too much, looking into something that I spent way too much time thinking about when I should have been doing other things, like sleeping. So this led into a number one contenders match between Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. I just want to talk about Alexa Bliss's throne. It was a lifeguard's chair painted silver.
The amazing Walmart beach chair you can pick up for $12, spray painted.
Boy,
our budget's cut.
Yeah, those budget cuts are a bitch.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like when Sasha Banks came down to the ring and she kind of looked at it and she mouthed like, "What is this?" But she wanted to say, "What the fuck is this?"
Sasha Banks, you know how her entrance and takeover is like a Benz. SummerSlam is gonna be like a Huffy
or like a Pinto,
something.
A Huffy,
not even a car, a bicycle or something.
Fucking 2 wheels is too expensive. She'll be on a unicycle.
Talk about the
Uber.
Bush League. This chair. It'll
be an Uber.
An Uber.
She just shows up and the guys takes her credit card.
they put an ATM out on stage for effect. Oh my God. See, she's like the working lady. She's one of the people, and they'll love it. They go to money machine.
My God, we could end the show right now, and it'd already be a great show.
Did you see the side-by-side comparison?
Yes.
A picture of that chair. It was like Macho King's throne or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The chair was 12 feet tall. It was all decked out in purple suede and all these faux gems. And then they had it next to this thing, which is literally a deck chair, like a wooden deck chair, like what Travis said you can get at Walmart, painted a shitty color of silver. It was awful. What did you think of the throne, Logan? Could you see yourself sitting up on that baby, perched high above, ruling a kingdom?
Honestly, the whole entire time this whole segment and match happened, I didn't even care. I was remembering on a WWE live event where she was being picked up on the shoulders of Nia Jax. And the little kid got to smack her fucking ass. That was awesome.
All right,
Hi-yo.
Did you see that, Travis?
I did not.
No? Oh, dude,
I wasn't even aware that existed.
It's hilarious. It's just she just picks her up like a sack of potatoes, right? And she spins her around. This little kid just lunges over the barricade and just spanks her right on the ass. And the thing is great is Nia's reaction is she totally breaks character. and she's just like laughing her ass off. But the thing about that is, I don't know if any of you guys who saw it, if you read the comments on that post, people wanted this kid like in jail. Like,
of course they did. Of course they did. They wanted the death penalty, I'm sure, in this day.
They were like, how dare he harass women? And like, I'm like, dude, he's a fucking kid. Let him have some fun before he can go to jail for that shit.
It's going to come to the point, the classic movie The Sandlot, where like he tricks the lifeguard or whatever. They're going to edit that out for every other
Oh my
release.
God.
That's fantastic.
Wendy
Wendy
Sandlot
Peppercorn.
movie. They're going to fuck with it.
Did you just name her?
Maybe.
Oh my God, you remember? That's all. I love The Sandlot. That's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. When that kid faked drowning, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to do that.
This is like the real life version of that kid in a way, so shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to that kid. Thank you, Logan, for bringing that up. See, that's why we bring Logan on the show.
Way better than this segment.
He's got, yeah, I agree. He's got those hot talking points this week. They're so hot. Drew took off his shirt. They're so hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on fire.
Jeez, what a sensual. That was for the ladies that listen to the podcast.
I'm a hot tamale.
Oh, and Drew just ruined that. You went from like seductive to serial killer real quick. Hey, that'd be a good movie. Seductive.
That's how they really end, bait and switch.
Okay, I gotta rein myself in. We're all over the place tonight. We got a very important match here between Sasha Banks and Nia Jax, and we have to get down move for move. We have to get down into this, okay? Because it's very important to the future of the women's division. Sasha Banks won. No one was fucking surprised.
In her hometown again.
Yay. Moving on.
She's like the only one that gets to win in her hometown, right?
Yeah, really. Fucking, not even Cena gets to win in Boston usually.
Because losers are from Boston.
Boston. Sorry.
Up next, we had the worst acting of the week, where Kurt Angle fakes his excitement for SummerSlam. It was so bad. It was like I feel like the camera faded in on him too quickly, so he just kind of froze there with his hands. It was like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights when he's getting interviewed and he keeps putting his hands up and he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Here's a question for you. Is this general manager role within the past 2 years they've given to Foley, Angle, is it cursed? Because all these guys that were amazing on promos in their own ways in the past have been the shits. The fucking shits.
That's true. That's true.
Mick Foley got worse every week, and Angle was getting worse every week. It's like it really is like a voodoo curse on this fucking spot.
Do you guys remember when Foley was cutting a promo and he ripped out his teeth because they were loose and falling out?
Yeah.
His teeth?
That's fucking...
God.
Is it just me, or does Kurt Angle say WWE?
WWE.
Pretty much constantly.
Oh my God. What's next? Speaking of the teeth falling out, is Angle going to cut a promo like a performance-enhancing drug syringe fall out next? Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ. He's recovered. We saw that in that very well done documentary.
No, that was for only 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Then he could do whatever he wants.
Oh, right.
He could go tomorrow. He's probably still juiced to the gills. We love you, though, Kurt.
You think so? Yeah. You think he's still on the...
Probably. His neck never came back.
That's a good point. You want to speculate on Kurt Angle's drug use, Logan? Logan? I think Logan fell asleep. We're so boring.
Hell no, I want to comment on that.
There we go. All right, moving on. Logan's the smartest man on this podcast.
Let's remember, he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah, I ain't doing steroids to win that. Oh, wait.
Moving on.
Just kidding.
Post-break, because we needed a break, because Monday Night Raw never takes any commercial breaks. Balor and Wyatt brawled backstage as some refs were breaking them apart, which led to Kurt Angle, saying, fuck SummerSlam, let's give away this match tonight later on. So that's what they did. We'll get to that later. They lower a shark cage for some reason, and then Big Cass tries to use words out of his word hole. And it was boring, and I didn't enjoy it. How about you guys? Did anybody enjoy listening to Big Cass talk? Big Cass needs Paul Heyman. Last thing I'm saying. Go.
This was my sandwich match. I can't stand Big Cass right now. For me, it's just not working.
No, it's not working at all.
I don't like it.
And like Big Show, Big Cass, it's not much of a feud. Yeah. Whoever played the Crickets, I agree.
That was beautiful. That sums up Big Cass's singles push right there.
I mean, the only one that seems to be over is Enzo. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
With the crowd, I'm talking. I mean, I guess Big Cass gets booed a lot.
Totally, yeah, and Cass, I mean, Enzo seems over in comparison, I think. It's like the crowd is like slowly dying away from him every week, like when he comes out. But yeah, he's still definitely got more than Cass does.
And can we talk for a quick...
I'm like head scratching on is like, okay, they made the match for SummerSlam with Enzo in a cage. Why the fuck are you putting the baby face in the cage? The baby face isn't supposed to interfere anyway, so I don't get that logic.
Put him in a shark cage.
That's a good point, actually.
I don't get it.
Well, it's because they want to sell that playset. They really want to sell that shark cage playset. It's like the third time this year they use it, no? There was Jericho, there was Ellering, and now Enzo.
Yeah, third time.
Third time this year, dude. They really
butts and seats.
McMahon's back there. God damn it, pal! Look at the numbers on these Shark Tank playsets. They're not doing what we want them to do. Add another match on TV. Damn it! Lower it in the ring during
lose their
promo.
budget, and the fucking cage is gonna be like a rope and pulley, and they're just putting them up. Fucking.
Which are clearly like, like those tubes in paper rolls.
And the swimming pools that you have, like those tube things, the styrofoam ones.
Yes,
oh
yes.
And the guys like KAYFABE it, they can't break out of the bars, like they're fucking impossible. These foam reinforced fucking.
All right, let's get out of this swamp that is the Cass, Enzo, and Big Show triangle, and let's get into something that was genuinely very, very good, surprising, and felt very fresh for Monday Night Raw and the Cruiserweight division. The Cruiserweight title match, which was a complete surprise. Champion Neville dropped it to who I think he should have dropped it, Akira Tozawa, in a really, really good match. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. I didn't watch Raw live this week. I watched it later on, and I was falling asleep, and this match woke me up. I was like, I'm going to pay attention. Big fan of Tozawa, big fan of what Neville did with the belt. And as I mentioned on Cruise Control, I think his time with the title is done. He can't really do too much more with it. The only thing he can do with it right now, I feel, is like put someone else over. And I feel like the way that the work rate, the consistency of Tozawa is being rewarded here, and I couldn't be happier. Now, the man who runs Cruise Control, along with Travis, is Logan. So I want to know what Logan thinks about this. Are you happy that Tozawa is your champion? Are you happy that Neville is no longer the champion?
I'm very excited about Tozawa getting an opportunity to like showcase what he can do and actually get that chant over big time. And I think having the champion and that chant, I think he could have a decent run if they do it. If they don't, I'm not going to give the prediction yet. I'll wait.
We'll wait till later for that. But we got a little bit more to say about this match. Drew, what did you feel? Did you check this out, or was this your sandwich match?
I nothing against Tozawa. I think he'll be a good champ, and I really enjoy him and everything. It's just, I guess, it felt, and you need it every now and then. It felt a little random that the match happened and the belt changed there. And I really liked Neville's title run. I thought he was a great heel, and I guess he could have kept going. If it was going to be anybody, it might as well be Tozawa, but Neville could have kept going, and it would.
But is there anybody else that matters on the roster that he could have beat to keep his title run interesting? Do you see a feud after Tozawa maybe that Neville could have gone to? Because I don't see it. Tozawa to me was the guy.
Enzo.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Well,
Enzo and Dean Ambrose in a triple threat.
Oh, Jesus. Let's throw Becky Lynch in there and fucking just kill me and just kill me right off the bat.
Straight fire right there.
I don't mean to backtrack.
Drew's going to be taking another long break from the show after this week. So no, sorry. Go ahead, Logan.
Well, I don't mean to backtrack for you guys, but I just received some news about Enzo and why they're having a shark cage match.
Oh my god!
So,
well, don't keep us in suspense. We're all dying to hear. God, that came out sarcastic.
Apparently, the backstage heat. Of course, on Sunday he will be suspended above in the shark cage. WWE is choosing to punish Enzo for his backstage heat rather than fire him, and the shark cage stipulation is how WWE is delivering the punishment. Enzo is said to be intensely afraid of heights, and WWE wants to make a clear example out of Enzo.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I don't believe that. This is also one of the guys that came out and said Bill DeMott bullied him. I don't think they'd fuck around with the guy that would do that.
Where are you getting this from, Logan?
What's this via Sportskita in the Dirt Sheets podcast.
He'd cry foul in 2 seconds if he found out they were doing that as a rib intentionally. I think he's one of those guys that, like, say what you want about Bill DeMott, but, I mean, that's just how it was back in the day, and that was the school Bill DeMott came from, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, as someone who has a fear of heights, that's a fucking dick move. That's a fucking dick. Especially in that cage. That cage, just looking at it descend from the heavens gives me anxiety.
Yes. Especially, I don't want to be that guy. Owen Hart. Fucking, like, really? Like, why would they even attempt
That's the first
like
thing
that?
we can think of. Really, honestly, that's the first thing we think of.
Why is it any time you mention Owen Hart, the conversation just drops?
Because it's one of the
Where's the anti-bullying campaign? That's my question.
Yeah, where is that? Be a star. Exactly.
Yeah.
But let's get back to this match. Let's not talk about wrestlers dying again. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to hear. No.
I've offended myself.
Way to go, Logan.
Yeah, way to offend me, Logan.
You guys seen Renegade lately? How's he doing?
Oh, God.
Sorry, go ahead.
Renegade. Well, yeah, this was just a really great match. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that the cruiserweights got to shine a little bit this week. I really like Tozawa. Tozawa has made me a kind of a cruiserweight sympathizer, if you will.
I like his gear.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I like his chant. I like his chant is weird to me. It makes me laugh, and anything that makes me laugh is okay in my book. So
he looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he really does.
He really does. I see him. He does have, and his English is good enough that I think he can cut a promo on his own. You know, out of the three Japanese, well, the four, I guess. You know, how is it Tommy's English? Does he? I don't remember.
Honestly, I think Asuka's gotten better.
Asuka's gotten a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah, and Nakamura's okay. He's getting there.
He's good in short bursts. I feel like they should just keep him to backstage promos and have him kick ass. On a live mic, he seems to be a little bit, which is normal. He seems to be a little bit nervous. I mean, you know, it's not his native tongue, so you know. But good times all around. We go back.
This Tozawa match, though, is I would honestly say this is the first time I would ever go on record to say that the cruiserweights were the best part of Raw this week.
Yep, they were. They were, no doubt. And my God, this is the longest we've ever spent talking about the cruiserweights. Jesus. We then go backstage where Mickey, James, and Emma, you know, are women, so they argue with each other. It leads to a match, whatever. Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor.
Demographic down.
Hey, this is pretty low for the wrestling podcast, boys. I'm not going to lie. It's like 23% female and 77% male. I had to do the math there in my head.
Usually it's like wives or girlfriends of the guys on the show. Yeah,
exactly. That's who I'm going for. That's why I talk in a low voice. To keep the ladies coming back week after week. Oh,
hashtag
Drew drives them away. We're a great tag team. What did you guys think of this? I just want to get to the bloodbath. The match was okay. What about the bloodbath at the end? What did you think?
I thought I've been expecting Gangrel to come back for years now.
Yeah, it was nice to see he was back.
Fantastic, he was here.
I like how they tried to. I like how they tried to pass it off as like some acidic kind of liquid. They said like very briefly, very quickly, and then they show Balor backstage with it covered. He's like covered in it still. I'm like, if that's acidic and it's burning him, shouldn't he maybe, I don't know, be in the shower instead of worrying about a fucking match at SummerSlam? You dumb fucks.
It looked like Jello that hadn't hardened yet.
Right?
Well, for one, point number
jam.
one, the guys backstage should count their lucky stars that X-Pac's not still around backstage and fuck with the stuff in that bucket.
Oh,
number two,
God.
Speak of budget cuts again, at least the Brood got the lights turned off when they did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or they had the flashing lights. Didn't they have like flashing red lights or something at some point?
Yeah, you can go to Party City and get that for like $10. Fucking.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know. It was weird. And then the way Balor flopped around. And, like, the only thing that I thought was cool about this is, like, by the time he was done flopping around, I was just like, God damn, what a hardcore match that we just saw. Like do
you remember when Kane did this to Austin, like, 98, and, like, the blood came from like, the sky, and it covered Austin?
Yeah.
For, like, their first blood match, right?
Yes.
When it happened to Austin, he didn't flop around. He just looked fucking pissed. He didn't sell it. Why is your fucking baby face flopping around like he's like Christian throwing a temper tantrum back in the day?
Because it's
Like-
acidic, Travis. There was some vinegar in there, and it burnt his eyes.
It was Randy Orton's nut and his piss in that bucket. It was.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
It was
my
meant for
God.
fucking Eva Marie, but she left the company. Something to do.
You
Did
woke,
you,
woke Logan up with that one.
Oh
Did
my
you-
God. Well, that.
I'll be your caffeine, Logan, any day.
Jesus Christ.
Well, thank you. But I do got breaking news that just got reported on
My God.
WrestleZone.com.
This kid with the news.
If you guys want to hear it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shelton Benjamin has officially re-signed with WWE to come back to SmackDown Live very soon.
Nice. Maybe they could just slide him in with Chad Gable, and they can pretend that the American Alphas never broke up. Vince is like, he looks like
Let's
him.
Put him in the New Day. We need a fourth.
It's pretty. It's crazy that you say that because everybody on the comments, they can redo American Alpha with him
Yeah.
and Gable.
Of course they are. Fucking marks. That's the dumbest thing ever. So yeah, this
Hey,
Bray
hey.
Wyatt, Finn Balor, is there any interest here? We got after we go to backstage segment where Balor should technically be in the showers, but he's just leaving the acidic substance all over his skin because that's a smart thing to do. And we find out that Finn Balor has some demons. Is anybody into this feud? Is anybody looking forward to SummerSlam? Go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just saying I thought it was hilarious that after that whole thing in the ring that there was like a couple pictures posted online, like a little grainy, like blurry picture off a phone that somebody took that was live at the event, but from like way back in the seats.
Right.
And the ring mat is just covered in blood, and all they post on the picture is, "Oh my God, can you believe this?"
Oh my.
I'm like, oh, that's nice. Somebody that's not watching.
Yeah, you put that up there. They're like, wow, greatest match of all time, the most violent.
Oh, they must
thing.
have had a women's battle royal.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Travis. I was trying so hard not to. Jesus Christ, you beautiful man.
I think the key factor that this Bray Wyatt blood angle worked to try to bring it back on the rails. The thing is, when I brought up the Steve Austin reference and the Brood thing, the key factor is those things are from '98. I don't think the fans today are going to accept angles like this anymore. I just don't think they're too refined. They're too elitist in this day and age.
No,
You
yeah.
fucking broke me.
I'm trying my best to fix you. I'm sure I got the blue.
Thank you so much for keeping it going.
I'll try to help Travis. Fuck. Honestly, I don't think having like a couple days before SummerSlam and they had 11-minute match is why is it that they're always focusing on Finn Balor's paint more than the actual feud or like the storyline? So is it the storyline, wrapped around the paint and this whole another side of Finn Balor? That's the thing that I just question, and it just, to me, I don't like it. It just...
Nothing grabs the youth of today like a borderline 40-year-old man cosplaying Marvel comic characters and building up to that.
But you know what? You say that like jokingly.
I'm actually.
Okay, you're being
not
okay.
joking.
I thought you were being like sarcastic.
Like at first, see that you called my bluff. At first, I kind of started that as joking. When it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Wait a minute,
This is taking a turn."
I was just like,
that's actually accurate."
I was just like, he looks like a super villain. He looks like larger than life. He looks like a cartoon. I'm like, that's for the kids, 110%. It looks. They can usually pull it off, like when he does the Chainsaw Massacre, or was it? Yeah, Leatherface. That's Chainsaw Massacre, right? Yeah.
So
yes.
So when he did that, it's cool enough for the adults, and the kids are like, "Oh, that's crazy," So it's like he has that broad appeal. Balor does have a broad appeal. You got to give that to him.
And think about it. I think it's what they're giving him and what they're letting him do. Because think about when they bring the demon part of this back now, and you're kind of like, "Oh, fuck," like you said, for the kids and forever fall into that stuff. But if you think back to when he was in NXT, like I was popping for that. I thought it was great then because I think it's because he was having great matches with people. Like it overshadowed the fact it's like, oh, cool, he has paint on, but he's also having a killer match in there with this guy. Like they
booked it right too. They kept it. I don't know. They meant it. They kept his entire booking in NXT to this chase to the title, and you could feel how that was going to be the end game. We all knew Balor was getting that belt because how they were booking it, and I love booking a guy like that. Make it mean something, as opposed to Bray Wyatt's pouring fucking paint on me.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, I don't remember Balor's entire NXT run, so you'll have to excuse me. But was the storyline? Did it revolve around the paint, or was it more about the chase?
It was a fine balance, I think.
Yeah, it was really cool then. Like it was. a lot cooler.
Because now it
Because
just
you remember
seems...
when he debuted it, Tommy brought him in as his, like, he had backup against the Ascension.
And
This
that
is
was
how old this
awesome.
is, by the way. Yeah, and it was. It was like, oh,
That
he had
was
this
so
shit
awesome.
kicker, his buddy from Japan. And when Balor first debuted, no pain, he came in like a legitimate badass. So, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly, the way he just debuted on NXT is a shit kicker. It reminds me of that, I guess.
And I know that question kind of sounded the exact same as Logan's, but what I meant is specifically in NXT, if it was that.
Yeah, I think it was a balance.
Because it felt like in NXT the paint was more of an addition than the point, and in on the main roster it feels like that's the whole point.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like in NXT they used it more like it wasn't like a separate. Like they're making too big a deal out of just saying the Demon over everything. Like in NXT he was still Finn Balor, he just had a little more attitude and some paint. Like, but he wasn't like a different guy.
Well, it's not really like he's playing like he's. We're acting people listening that may not know Finn Balor. I don't know how you couldn't, but he's not the most charismatic person. But we're talking about it like he hasn't really done a lot changing stuff. It's how they're handling him. They're putting him in this ongoing feud that seemed like 2 years with the Drifter. For fuck's sake. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm all about elevating new talent, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. The way he had a built-in storyline for when he returned. He never lost that title, and they just never have pulled the trigger on that.
They've never. They addressed it. They addressed it briefly by giving him wasn't it a multi-man match, a fatal 4-way? No.
Yeah.
That was his. That was technically his rematch. That's bullshit.
And if you wait to pull the trigger till the Rumble, Drew, do you think that's waiting too long? Do you think people are just going to cool off by Balor then? Or do you think he does have that fan base that'll hold on? Because I'd like to think he does. I mean,
I think if anybody can let it hold on, it would be him for that long. But it's going to be a rocky road till then. I mean, with this kind of crap that they're booking him with. But I think he can, as long as he has little spurts of, big pops and whatnot.
Either a really good match or like a really cool entrance or something like that. Keep him, give him a refresher every couple months. I guess. Give
him a couple of matches against Joe again on the main roster, and maybe that'd help.
Yeah, maybe. God, they got to do something with him because he had such a hot start, winning the Universal Championship, being the first ever Universal Champion. Then he gets hurt.
It's funny too because I'm a Balor fan, and I have been since he got to NXT. But that was another one where it's like, cool, he's getting the Universal title, and I think he needed more, like the build up, like he did in NXT, like Travis was talking about that build to the title, and it was just like, oh, here you go, take the belt. And
I mean, we all thought in some ways that, because like same case for Bayley, getting injured sometimes is a blessing in disguise. And I think it started off as one because I agree with you, Drew. There needed to be more of a build-up there. But it's like they had the first part of the blessing in disguise. They just never used it. They brought him back. He didn't really do anything too like he got back in the main event title picture, but not really. There were so many other people in that title picture at that moment. And we all kind of knew that it wasn't going to be him.
Yeah, and he had the it was a really weird time right when he came up and first popped on the scene because that was the first Raw after the draft, and there's a lot more changes there everybody was excited about, and then Raw just kind of drifted back into its normal, skating along period, and he's just kind of back in the fold of that.
But I had to think about Balor's time. I just remember like he was on a takeover pay-per-view against Tyler Breeze for a number one contender. It was for the number one contendership, and the fans were apeshit for that match because they made it mean something. And it was Tyler Breeze looking back.
And it was awesome. That was so awesome.
Yeah, that was it. That was definitely a good match. Good little trip down memory lane right there.
Yeah.
Mickey James versus...
Cruising down memory lane. Just saying.
Wrong show, Logan.
Oh, my bad.
Logan's having flashbacks to like 2 hours ago. Up next, we have Mickey James versus Emma. It lasted 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Mickey James defeated Emma. Nobody gives a shit. Cena faces Mahal on SmackDown.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's 11:32. I don't want to talk about that shit. Well, we're all taking turns breaking each other tonight. A non-title match, the IC champion, The Miz versus Jason Jordan. It never really got going. The Miz Taraj interfered, started the beatdown on Jason Jordan, and then the Hardys came to back him up, which led to a tag team because Teddy Long must have been somewhere in the backstage area. And it was Jason Jordan and the Hardys versus The Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas. Logan, Any thoughts on this match?
Well, first of all, I'm broken logo, so
You're broken logo?
is gonna.
Okay.
Yep. This 6-man. See, and this is the part where, part of the reason why I don't really care about the match that was announced for the kickoff show between the same 3 guys, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Jason Jordan, versus The Miz and Curtis Axel and Bray Wyatt's brother. I'm going to say that because I don't even know.
Let's just say IRS son, Logan. Let's just put this in all the way.
That's shade.
Blackjack
This
Hall's
tribe,
grandson.
you know.
I think I'm the
Nobody.
only.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think I'm the only person on the face of the earth that likes the name Miz Taraj.
Yep.
Yep. Jeff Harmon style.
Yep.
Yep.
I honestly don't care about the 6-man tag team match going to the kickoff show.
Yeah, me
Because
neither.
the reason why is because we just saw it on Raw. The same thing goes for Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. Saw it on Raw. Don't care.
Oh! Speaking of the kickoff show, I saw something today that upset me, and I guess since we mentioned the kickoff show, I'll New Day Usos pre-show.
God damn it!
Pre-show.
Fuck.
Can you fucking
And
believe
the
that?
cruiserweight title match on top of it, you sons of bitches.
Can you believe that?
Those 2 matches are going to
The
be rough.
Hardys. The Hardys are going to be on the pre-show. The tag team that should be focused more on, and the Cruiserweight Championship should be focused more on, not the kickoff show, but the main show.
I get it, though, because it's going to make me want to watch the pre-show now. They already got me because I want to see the Cruiserweight title match. Those fucks.
You're gonna have to
Well,
sit there for 6 hours,
this works.
Travis. Sucker. Yeah, so we have that to look forward to. We're all really into it. And then we had the.
Why do we like wrestling again?
I'm not sure. For SmackDown. Let's answer that question when we talk about SmackDown. Then we had the in-ring segment between Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. Did I already say Braun Strowman? I hate multiple man matches. It's too much to remember. 4 things. Come on now. I'm old. Can't remember 4 names. What did you guys think of the segment? I thought it was all right. I thought Heyman did a great job, built it up appropriately. The brawl was a little bit of a letdown for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I hated this. I hated the stupid security guards being nerds.
Was this the one where the guy like threw himself over the top?
Yes, God damn it.
Yeah.
Braun hits him. He's like bent over like he's vomiting in the parking lot of a bar, right? He's bent over. Strowman hits him with a forearm on his back. He pops up and over the ring, over the ropes. Like Royal Rumble elimination style. It looked...
Second best part of Raw was that.
Yeah, it really was. It looked so... If I can find a clip of it, I'll put it in to this week's episode because it's that good. But it's so dumb. It looks so dumb. It looks great because it's stupid, and I like it. It made me laugh. But I mean, Christ almighty. You had one thing to do.
He had one fucking job.
You had one fucking job.
Do you not understand
One
physics and how
job.
they work? Shit.
You just fucking fall. You just fall to the ground. No, this guy was like, I'm going to be
I
a
bet right
spring.
before that there was a guy like talking to him like, bet you won't do it. Okay. Woo!
I'll give you 20. I give you $20. He's like,
Okay,
shit.
oh,
God damn it, I have missed Drew so much.
He's like,
Through.
$20 is $20, bro.
Thank you.
So that was Monday Night Raw. Anybody else have any thoughts on the segment? Let me ask you this: did it get you pumped up for the main event on at SummerSlam? This segment do it for you guys?
They just showed a little bit of what we could see between Lesnar and Braun, and I think that's what they needed for this segment.
Yeah, fair enough. We haven't seen too many interactions between those two, so that was definitely interesting to see. That's the point where all the cool, super well-taught, well-trained security guards came out. So, yeah, I think overall Raw was kind of flat. I know I do. I'm guilty of it. I still get my hopes up when it's a go-home show that it's going to be really, really good, and more often than not, I'm pretty let down. And this was the case here. So,
I actually liked Raw this week.
did you?
I did.
I
Not
did
at
like
all.
the Cruiserweight match. That was great. Cruiserweight match was great. God, when the hell did I think I was going to ever say that?
I think the show wasn't great, but I think compared to what it's been like the past 2 months, it was a good show for me.
Fair enough.
I didn't fall off.
Did Goldust do one of his promos? I missed it.
Did he?
He's still doing that?
I don't think
he did something. He did something. I just can't remember what it was.
I think it was a backstage promo. I think. Oh, was it this week that he mentioned he was going to have a new starlet or a new leading
you speculated
man?
Summer Rae.
I did. As a new Marlena.
Yeah.
That's not a Broski original. That's not a I read it somewhere, I think, or maybe it was a Broski original. Fuck it, I'll take credit. Came from my
you said
brain.
it into a mic. It's a Broski original.
There you go.
You said it first before anybody.
I like the way. Okay, I'm winning the lottery on the weekend, so I set it into a mic. So
that's not how it works.
You can kiss my
models.
I've always secretly hated all of you boys. I'm out of here. I don't need you anymore. I'm right.
Orgy with models. Blank check. New car. Oh, sorry.
I'm out. Have fun.
No, stay, Logan. We're not done yet. If I have to do this goddamn show, you do too.
We have to play Lisa Loeb Stay. You're going to stay.
And on that note, we're going to recover from all the zaniness that was Monday Night Raw. And while we do that, you guys are going to listen to a marking out ad. You really don't have a choice, so you might as well just enjoy it.
This is Marking Out.
Hello. It's Brandon.
And Dave.
And we do a weekly pro wrestling podcast called Markin' Out.
And you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and markingout.com.
You guys are awesome.
As always.
And we're back. Welcome back to the KAYFABE Today podcast. I'm here with Travis from the Hibiki TMD YouTube channel, Drew, the top worker of KAYFABE Today, and from the Futures of Wrestling podcast, Logan Chat King Myers. That's what he is. He's the king of the chat. He's got the ladies at his feet. He's dancing around on a sexy bed of money.
Yeah. It's like I feel like our group chat is Memphis and he's Jerry Lawler. That's
yeah, definitely. When he comes in, everybody shuts up. We show him.
Everybody
the
lays
respect.
down for the king.
Yep, we give him the proper respect he deserves. Me and him are gonna have our kiss my foot match. Does anybody remember the Bret Hart Jerry Lawler Kiss My Foot match?
Oh, yes.
Where every week Lawler would cut
Suck my toe match.
Yeah, where every week Lawler would cut a promo about how disgusting his feet were.
Sticking his foot in horse shit.
It would be like like a
Wrestling
farm
was
with
so-
Todd go.
God, that shit was so. Could you imagine that? Like they wouldn't do that now. Oh, just a wrestler
That's
comes
how you
out.
build a guy up. You go to pig shit and put his foot in it.
Stick his foot in it. It worked.
It
It
did.
worked. All right, so let's just get to the official results of SmackDown Live. In a perfect first match, Becky Lynch was submitted by Natalya. It was
Speaking of
beautiful.
coming, I'm sure you did.
I loved it. I loved it. It was the best part of SmackDown. And what was the most disappointing and frankly infuriating thing this week? Rusev defeated versus Chad Gable went to a double count out at a minute 15. Which then there was some Randy Orton nonsense. I hate posting a tweet and then like 10 seconds later you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have posted that. And that was like this match. I was like, oh yes, Rusev Gable too. I can't fucking wait. And then literally I hit send and then they're like counted out and I'm like, fuck.
I think last week we literally paint by numbers booked how to do this in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And is it just me? They have given Rusev nothing.
No,
at
nothing to
all.
work with at all. It's retarded. We'll get to that though. The non-title match, the Usos defeated champions New Day at 7:23 via pinfall. Non-title match, John Cena defeated WWE champion Jinder Mahal via DQ at 10 minutes and 4 seconds, and that led to we'll get to what that led to later on in the show. The show started with a Jinder Mahal promo. Decent little segment, I guess, of hype for SummerSlam. You got to do something, but they're all the same. You know, his promos are "I love India, I love my people. You hate me because I'm foreign." It's always the same thing.
Yep. And not to mention the exact same dance number and the exact same dancers from the same fucking thing we got when he celebrated winning the title. So it was kind of like watching a rerun in a way for me.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this at all. Led to Nakamura coming out, interrupting the surprise. Says he's going to win the title. Meh.
Meh.
Meh. Now, this led to Natalya versus Becky Lynch. I didn't watch the match. I skipped it towards the end to see who won. And then I noticed that there was a submission, so I went a little bit further back and I watched it. I watched it happen organically. It was beautiful. Natalya won because, of course, she did. Because Becky Lynch can't wrestle herself out of a paper bag because she's an untalented mess who makes puns and ruins episodes of Up, Up, Down, Down that I would otherwise really enjoy. Shout out to the Rocket League tournament. I love it. AJ Styles and Charlotte Flair make such a good team. I wish intergender wrestling was still a thing because I would love to see an AJ Styles and Charlotte Flair tag team. I'm telling you.
I agree.
It's
or
great.
match.
Or match. Actually, no. After those, no. Charlotte nudes leaked. Ugh.
If anything, like I could see him in a table with her in it.
What did you think of Charlotte's nudes, Logan? Because I know you saw them.
Her nudes looks. She has more wrinkles than Ric Flair.
Oh, woof! Wow!
Don't
God
hate
damn!
on age now.
Down there.
Cold as ice, brother. Cold as ice. No, I like it. Logan's a straight savage.
She had more wrinkles on down there than Ric Flair. So
he fucking.
God, you really want to drive it home, don't you?
He doubled down. He's like,
Double
"Fuck
down.
you, Travis! Don't tell me how to live my life."
Lethal Logan, the new Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
Free
that's
Black
Jesus
son.
Christ. He'll wait a couple weeks on Raw. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Corey Graves is going to start texting Logan.
Alright.
What are your guys' thoughts on this
he
match?
should.
Anybody watch this besides me to watch Becky Lynch lose?
I watched it.
What'd you think, Logan?
I was just looking at Natalya's boobs and ass. I apologize.
What the fuck?
At least I was being honest. I mean,
Jesus
fault you there.
Christ, Logan. Drew.
no, this match was actually really decent. Natalya got one with the sharpshooter, which I thought Becky was actually going to fight through it, but she didn't. But it's obvious that Natalya was going to go over in this match due to the fact that she is going to be, the number one contender at SummerSlam. So it's like it's predictable.
Yeah.
As all hell. What about you, Drew? Thoughts on the match, if any?
Yeah,
Women.
not. Yeah, I'm not too interested in it. I guess I didn't see this segment, and
You didn't miss shit.
yeah, I don't. I got nothing.
I like it. I like recording later where and I have no time, no fucks left to give. So I'm just like, yeah, you didn't miss anything. Fuck it.
This guy.
You definitely took a shit during this match, honestly. This was the pee break.
Yeah, definitely. Post-match, Natalya locked in the sharpshooter once again. Naomi made the save. And then Carmella came down and wishes them luck. Hooray. Backstage, we go to Tamina, who bitches at Lana for reasons I couldn't bring myself to care about, so I didn't. Brian meets the Usos backstage and says that he wants to join. This was a funny segment. He wants to join the rap group, and he says, but the Usos say they now want to know which Noonday members they will face at SummerSlam, and it'll be Big E and Xavier Woods, but the Usos want Kofi and Woods tonight. And I like the little Daniel Bryan being, he's got a new dad gimmick where he makes terrible dad jokes, and he wears a lot of flannels.
Sounds familiar.
It makes me sad.
They're Mick Foleying him.
Yeah, they really are. And it makes me very sad because Daniel Bryan used to be one of the most intense, like, in-your-face professional wrestlers ever. And now he's like a cartoon. And it makes
He's
me
like the
sad.
dad on Modern Family now.
Like, you know what sucks? At the time, I thought it was... Jesus Christ. That's hilarious. But at the time, I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed. I had a good laugh. And now as we're talking about it, I just realized it just made me sad. It just made me sad. I want Daniel Bryan to, be in the ring, not turn into Mick Foley.
I'm just waiting on that Daniel Bryan shoot to know how bad he wants to wrestle right now.
Oh,
when it comes out finally, to look back and see what he thought at this time.
Hey,
period.
maybe in a year we'll have Daniel Bryan taking Joey Ryan's dick spot.
One can only hope.
When you mentioned Mick Foley earlier, that's the first thing I thought about.
Yeah. And here we led to the disappointment of the week. I thought we were getting Rusev Chad Gable too, and we got nothing. We got Chad Gable going. Oh, no, he didn't even go through the table. I hate it when people with submission finishers clear the table, then do their submission on the table. Like, that doesn't do anything.
I hate it that Gable rhymes with table, and it makes it weird when he's in a table match or something.
Yeah. It bothered me because they started off the same way they kind of started off the week before, where they did the whole actually going to wrestle thing. And we got nothing. Logan, were you disappointed as me and Travis?
Oh, most definitely I was. You just got to look at it in certain ways. The question is, like, who's really excited about SummerSlam since they brought SummerSlam early, you know?
Well, I still am interested in some things about SummerSlam, but this Rusev-Orton thrown together garbage 2 weeks before the actual show, why isn't this on the fucking pre-show? Why isn't this on the pre-show?
That's going to be the take my kids up and get them ready for bed part of the show. I can already see it. That's the part I'm going to dip out on.
Yeah. Because who cares? There's no reason. There's no real reason for any of these dudes to be feuding at all, really. You know, aside from some interference or whatever.
Second biggest show of the year, to an extent, can feature filler matches, but they got to have some kind of investment in it, and this has none. Like, all the good title matches seems like it's off the air, but like we said, business-wise, yes, it gets eyes on the pre-show. So
yeah, I guess that's a good thing.
At the end of the day, man, it's ridiculous.
It is. One thing that wasn't necessarily ridiculous was AJ Styles apologizing to Shane McMahon. Now, that sounds ridiculous, but the segment I felt was actually pretty good. The best part maybe of the entire show, maybe just promo-wise. Well, definitely promo-wise. Wasn't quite as good as the interaction they had last week, but I thought that, you know, kind of KO this week being the one to take out Shane McMahon was interesting and kind of adds another dynamic to the match. One thing I really like is when Shane caught Styles' punch, and he kept pointing at it, and he's like, "What's this? What's this?" Like a fucking fist was a foreign object to the guy or something. I thought that was pretty fun. Like the overacting there was pretty great.
Like he missed it, then he slid his hand up real quick. Like
yeah, and he looked. I don't know if you guys noticed this, and I don't know if it's just me, but Shane looked really orange, like exceptionally orange this week.
Yeah, spray tan.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm surprised there's not orange speckles in his white hair, honestly, from all the spray tan. Something.
It doesn't feel like SummerSlam season, boys. Doesn't feel like SummerSlam season whatsoever.
I got to disagree again. I'm actually hyped for the 2 title matches way more than I thought I would be. If anything, the
Fatal 4-Way should be very interesting, especially if Brock goes out early. That should be interesting. But we'll get to SummerSlam when we get there. It won't be too long now. What we have to look at now is a non-title match between the Usos and New Day. And man, seriously, when we were talking about how New Day defeated the Usos, we were worried that this was kind of over and what were they going to do next. And it just turned out they were just going to keep feuding, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's been one of the highlights of WWE programming the past couple weeks.
Yeah,
they have tremendous chemistry in the ring. I think they put together really good matches. Their match at what was the last pay-per-view again? The SmackDown pay-per-view? Battleground. Their match at Battleground stole the show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this match too, actually. I think it sucks that I'm not going to see it because it's on the pre-show, and I refuse to sit here for 6 hours, even though I'll still be here at the same spot I am now for 6 hours. I refuse to be watching WWE for that entire time. I have to do something else. Maybe make a snack or something. I like snacks.
I'm hungry.
Well, yeah. I think we all are for the same reason. So what did you guys think of this Usos versus New Day match?
It's good. It was another Usos New Day match. I mean, I knew it would probably be good. Not as good as the one they had at Battleground, obviously, but it was fine. You know?
Yeah, nice little TV match. It's good to get. It's unfortunate that these two teams are pretty much the tag division. There's not much outside of that. I mean, we got the Fashion Police coming up next, but they're doing their thing right now, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Man, can you imagine how many matches they could have got out of New Day against American Alpha?
Oh, of course, yeah, exactly.
Oh well, fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just
that makes sense.
We'll file that. Drew should be in WWE. Hey, Drew, we got this idea. Yeah, file that under fuck that. Get out of here, you fucking jobber.
Call the security guys jobbers when he walks inside the tower. He calls everybody a jobber.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, jobber? Walks up to Cena. Does that thing where Cena goes to shake his hand, he kind of just brushes his hair back. Fucking jobber.
Walks up there and he's like, nice jean shorts, asshole.
Yeah.
So he walks away.
This
Do
version
the titty bounce again. Do it again. Go ahead.
This version of Drew that we're creating seems like the type of guy that would walk into catering, take one sip of coffee, spit it at someone, and throw the cup like on the ground. It's like, this coffee sucks.
Because I fucking hate coffee.
You fucking
He goes into catering and he takes a drink of coffee and he just spits it all over the food so nobody can have a bite. And he just said, what now? Come at me. Nobody eats.
He's like, you're all fat, you fucking jobbers.
You don't want to listen to the weight conditioning program, huh? Well, nobody eats now. What do you think?
Oh, God, I would love that. You just see Drew standing in catering, just like, it's like slowly turning his head like he's scanning faces to remember the victims.
Some reason I'm picturing like what the Terminator saw.
Exactly, dude, you read my fucking mind. That's exactly what I was picturing. So that leads in perfectly to Fashion Peaks.
It really does.
Because Fashion
into it.
Dude, Fashion Peaks, I don't even know what to say. No, sir. I don't even know what to say about Fashion Peaks, to be honest with you. It's one of the most creative, one of the most weird, one of the funniest parts of wrestling that I can remember in a really long time. Dango and Tyler Breeze are fucking killing it. The Arn Anderson cameo last week was great. I thought that was hilarious. This week, I like how it seemed like it was going to end, but then they said it was going to continue in 2 weeks. So there's more stuff to look forward to. And I like how Tyler Breeze keeps randomly changing into a dress. Like, there's no real reason for him ever to do it, but he's always got a wig and a dress on, and I like it. It's funny.
All these segments, every time I watch them, they seem like mini episodes of the Edge and Christian show, which is an awesome show.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this really reminds me of like it's something from like the Attitude Era where there was 2 guys who were getting nowhere, and then they just got paired up and started doing these ridiculous segments and got over huge.
New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think like pairing Dango with Tyler Breeze, and if
he's even Dango now. How cool is that? That's a lot cooler.
It is a lot cooler. It's a lot shorter. It's a lot easier to say.
I don't know. It could have been Dongo. Could have been a little better.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's Dongo when he's on a date. Like, that's date Dongo. He's like, Dongo. Yeah. It was to his chums, to his pals, to his mates. He's Dango. But
it's
when
going to be
on
like $12 DLC skin in the new WWE game is the Dongo skin. It's just naked.
Like, you ever see that episode of The Office where, like, Michael is on a date with Jim and Pam, but he doesn't know it, and then when he knows it, he turns into Date Mike. He wears like one of those. He wears one of those fucking Kangol caps backwards, and like, I'm Date Mike. Like, just picture that, but like Dango. I'm Date Dango.
Talk about a show that died when a certain cast member left it.
I think if we put me, Travis, Drew, and Logan in a room, a little pile of green stuff of your choice, I think we could write some pretty good WWE segments, or at least half as good as what we're getting now. Maybe even twice as good.
Proof is in the pudding.
There you go.
Pudding match.
I started calling Robbie my son. All of a sudden, Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Give us 5 minutes and we'll put the women's revolution in a pudding match. Trust us.
Back in the Attitude Era when the women knew their place.
Get back there with Marlena.
Jesus Christ. Thank God women don't listen to this. Up next, a non-title match.
I love pudding.
WWE Champion Jinder Mahal versus John Cena.
All I got to say about how this ended, the show closed, is wow.
Let's just get to
it. That promo
was
that bad from Corbin last week. He shit the bed that bad. That's all this translated to me is they have no faith in him now. Unless there's some master fucking plan, which I doubt, but who knows.
So this is going to be interesting. It's all going to tie into our SummerSlam predictions because I'm really interested to see. For those of you who may not have seen, after John Cena defeated Jinder Mahal via DQ, should be very important to note, it was via DQ, Baron Corbin tempted his luck, beat the shit out of John Cena, and then figured, I'm just going to catch this motherfucker in right now. Did so. Cena distracted him, and in 5 seconds after the bell rang, including the pinfall, Jinder Mahal retained his WWE champion, making Baron Corbin the worst Money in the Bank champion of all time.
Metal guys are way too impulsive.
Yep, that's true.
They really are.
Yep.
Alphas, fucking, I need it now. No ethics.
I need it now. Jesus Christ. So, okay. Here's what I wanted to know. What's going to happen? Let's just... God, it's hard to talk about this without doing, like, SummerSlam predictions, but is this a case of there's a master plan, or did just Corbin he done fucked up, and Vince changed his mind? What do you guys think? Logan, I'm going to go to you first. What do you think? Logan? All right, Drew it is. Drew, what do you think?
You got him?
Logan? I saw a
Logan?
little blue bar. All right, Drew, go ahead.
Okay, so this is going to be dumb, but I missed last week. What did Corbin do last week?
Oh, last week he got eviscerated on the mic by John Cena. Like, kind of,
okay.
the way me and Travis were theorizing it happened is that Cena went off script, kind of, gave a chance of Corbin to kind of show some mic skills, and he just cut a Baron Corbin promo.
This one was kind of maybe a warning shot, like you're not deserving of the Money in the Bank yet, but I think SummerSlam will show a lot. Like if he can get through SummerSlam and not fuck anything up.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. Right. That's the thing. That's what's making it hard to talk about this. Is that there's so much that depends on what happens at SummerSlam. We'll get there in the predictions, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. What about you, Travis? You think they lost faith in the old man has lost faith in Corbin? And he finally saw Corbin's belly button. He's like, "Oh, pal, it looks like an upside down smiley face."
Looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That giant robot.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, that's very possible. It's very possible just based off Vince's history, his petty bullshit. Who knows? I mean, it's a business. And let's be honest, Corbin did shit the bed. He didn't come off like he's well equipped to go toe-to-toe on the mic. If that's the case, I get it, because it was awful. I don't know if they have a master plan. Maybe it's just, by the way, Benoit is trending #1. Not to go up top, I just saw it. I have no clue what that's about. Really? I don't think it's a master plan. I really do think they lost faith last week in how bad he did. Harsh words, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to... I mean, I guess we'll know more, really, coming up from SummerSlam. But, you know what? Instead of just beating around the bush, let's get right into our SummerSlam predictions. All right, we're going to go right from the pre-show.
We are just a few days away from WWE SummerSlam in Brooklyn,
and ads playing.
It's an exciting card to talk about.
Did you guys hear that?
No.
But they're going to hear it on the show. There was an ad playing.
Is Logan okay? Did you really fall asleep, Logan, on us?
Logan.
What's going on? I don't know. Maybe lost connection.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Logan, if you ever want to come back, you can pop up during the call. We're going to go with our SummerSlam predictions now. Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys versus The Miz and The Miztourage. Drew, who do you got?
I want The Miz and The Miztourage to win, I guess.
I think.
Will they? I don't know. But
yeah. I'm like you. I want Miz and Miztourage. I think Jordan and the Hardys are going to win just because of Jordan's push.
Yeah. God, he sucks.
Yeah,
he's
not very good. I'm not a big fan. What about you? What about you, Travis?
I think the Hardys and Jordan are going to win too. I don't think it's the right call. I think they're going to do it to, he's buddies with the Hardys. Let's try to get him over one last ditch effort, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So we all agree here. Cruiserweight Championship match: Tozawa versus Neville. Oh man, I hope they keep it on Tozawa. I hope they don't do a United States Championship title thing and they flip-flop it between the two. So I'm going to go with Tozawa. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what I think is going to win.
Got to go Neville. I know they can't help themselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold it past them to go Neville. I mean, like you said, they won't be able to help themselves. But if they were going to do the right thing, I'd leave it on Tozawa just because I'm not a fan of belt flopping.
Yeah.
So
Drew knows. Drew knows. SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The champions, the New Day versus the Usos on the kickoff, for fuck's sake. So these are your three kickoff matches.
I think the Usos take it back.
They take it back, really? Yeah, I think so. I think they just wanted to get the titles on the New Day so they could say they give them that accolade of being the first tag team to win both titles. You know, add that to, since they were the longest reigning champions in history, add that accolade as well. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with you on this, and I'm gonna put my money on the Usos.
Yep, I totally agree.
There you go. Wow, this is really confrontational, boys. Good job.
Solidarity, full force.
Fuck that.
We are all right. Well, now I'm going to kick Travis Logan kicked himself off, and I'm going to kick Travis and Drew off now, and I'm just going to make the prediction since we all have the same ones. We got Big Show versus Big Cass. Big who gives a fuck.
Yeah, a big old fuck off.
Cass obviously is going to win. Why is
Big
this
John Studd?
Big John Stud's going to make a surprise run in. Why isn't this on the pre-show? You know. So
Big Josh coming back from the grave.
Big Josh.
All right, Big Josh. Everybody's going Big Josh.
Randy Orton. Hear that theme music and see the dancing bears. I'm totally for that.
No, but I think we can all agree Big Cass.
It's got to be Cass.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
All right, so Randy Orton versus Rusev. For the love of Christ, I hope Rusev, but the way things are going, probably Orton.
Yeah.
Nope, I think the way things are going, here's the problem with this. Rusev is, I think, totally going to win this match. The problem is they're going to think that, well, it doesn't matter if Orton squashed him every week on TV. Rusev's going to win in the end. No, that's backwards. More eyes see it on television. You squashed him to more eyes, and they're going to see it at the pay-per-view getting his heat back.
Yep.
That's dumb. But Rusev, dumb. I'm going Rusev.
All right, fair enough. John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Now, finally, we can talk about it. Okay, the way I see it for the Money in the Bank situation is if they dropped it to make Corbin, absolutely furious and insane, and he completely kills John Cena, fine. I don't mind it. Do I think that's going to happen? Hell no. Hell no. So I think it's just that they lost faith in Corbin. They didn't like what they saw on the mic. Maybe they didn't like some things they saw in the ring. But I think that's why he lost the Money in the Bank. Because I don't see him beating the crap out of John Cena. I don't see him being the guy who completely dominates. And that's the only way he would be able to recover from losing the Money in the Bank the way he did.
It feels like Corbin is ink, and they're just trying to cover him up with whiteout right now, in a way. Like,
it's that booking. I loved it when I saw it, but when I sat back and started to think about the booking, I really just don't get it at all.
Yeah, I'm going Cena for the feel-good pop, and Corbin fucked up thing that you said.
Yeah. Drew?
Yep.
All right.
Cena won't lose this.
Raw tag team match: Sheamus and Cesaro champions versus Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I really hope Sheamus and Cesaro retain, and I hope that Seth Rollins eats the pin. Dean Ambrose turns on him because of it. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're going to do it.
Do the Brett and Owen against the Quebecers in the tag team title match?
Oh, my God. The Quebecers. You say the Quebecers, and now I'm up all night.
Well, I just meant, how they played that out. Owen turned heel at the end of that tag match because they lost, whatever.
Exactly.
Well, this can go one of two ways. It's either that direction or the loss of the match comes because of somebody turning on somebody.
Right. And that person walks out or something like that.
Or they just win the tag belts and we have to carry on the storyline for 2 more months.
That's what I think is going to happen here.
To add to the drama, pal.
I think Vince heard that pop, and we're going to get a couple weeks of this.
Oh, he heard that pop. Trust me. He could be 97, and he could have heard that pop.
Yeah, exactly. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Naomi versus Natalya.
I love the trail off. That was awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to go Natalya just because I hate that fucking belt. I hate it with a fiery passion. And I feel like Natalya will take all the fucking stupid lights off of it.
I'm going to go bold, like Doritos. I'm going to go Naomi just for Asuka to debut and defeat Naomi Tuesday for the women's belt after she loses to Ember Moon Saturday. That's what I see.
Wow. Look at this, man. Thinking 3 steps ahead.
Man.
Jeez.
The only thing I was thinking, I want that.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Why not? I mean, it's beyond time for Asuka to come up. I don't think they're going to ruin Asuka. I think they're going to take Asuka seriously. I think they know what they have. I think they know what they have with Asuka.
Up next, we have Raw Women's Championship match: Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Dear God, let it be Alexa Bliss. Dear God, let it be Alexa Bliss. Dear
I'm okay
God.
with either. I'm really not, I'm not going to hate it if Sasha wins it, as long as she's not stale Sasha, I guess, in the long run.
I can't stand Sasha Banks. I don't like her. She annoys me. Fucking.
She just needs to be a heel so fucking bad.
Exactly, that's the thing. I don't like her as a babyface. She's not a convincing babyface. She doesn't seem like a babyface.
Yeah, I think it would be a good storyline to have her win the title and then slowly just let it go to her head and move into that heel role, and then she can do whatever.
Yeah,
they need to realize she's going to sell just as many sunglasses kids as a heel, if not more, because we're in the age of the cool heels again, where all the baby faces are boring and fucking Sami Zayn type and stuff like that. You know,
hey.
And I love Sami Zayn, I do, but Jesus Christ.
Hey, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt. I don't care. Finn Balor.
I think he has to win.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. United States Champion. We're doing. I love that. Get through these goddamn matches. United States Championship match. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. Just because I don't want a back and forth constantly right here. Screwjob finish where AJ Styles continues to be the coward he has been for the past couple weeks here, and he's going to use Shane to his advantage. He's going to retain. That's right. I said it. That's right. I didn't pick Kevin Owens. Deal with it, people.
I'll throw it off.
I just want the titles to stop flip-flopping. That's it.
Swerve. What a fucking swerve that was. Holy shit.
Sorry, friends.
God.
Sorry.
Do your Russo. Get it out of your system now.
No, I'm not doing it. No, not this week.
I'm going Styles too. I think we're gonna have a match with Owens and Shane in like a fall pay-per-view after this.
Yeah.
That's where they're
there was that rumor that there was gonna be a KO Shane match at SummerSlam. So that rumor kind of never.
I could see it
out.
being like KO Shane and Hell in a Cell or something, because that'd be in a couple months.
And then KO could fucking murder him. Yeah. And the conspiracy will be over forever.
Beat the spit tan off of him.
There you go. WWE Championship match: Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I honestly have no fucking clue how this is gonna go. I really don't, because I could see a world where Jinder retains, with heel tactics, so keeping Nakamura looking strong, maybe getting himself disqualified or something like that, so that Nakamura is still undefeated. Logan really did fall asleep.
Is he snoring?
Yeah. I'm gonna kick him out of the call. Good night, Logan.
Good night, sweet Logan.
He fell asleep.
That's awesome. He pulled a Lawler. He snored on air. Oh, that's awful. God. Sorry, Broski. You're at that long show, buddy.
I was. Let's hope that's not the case. Jesus Christ. I'm going to put a picture of Logan with his eyes closed. I'm going to Photoshop some closed eyes with some Z's on it. Jesus Christ.
That's how hyped he is for SummerSlam. That's his answer.
He needs to rest for it. Poor little Logan. 2 shows is too much for him. He was tuckered out.
God, are we that awful, Logan? You fell asleep?
Jeez.
Shit.
Shame on you, Logan. All right, Joey.
Sorry, I'm still here. What?
Oh, great.
Sorry.
By the end of the show, it's just going to be me fucking snoring. Show's going to last 24 hours.
It's a charity fucking show. 24 hours. It's just us sleeping. Charity.
And it's not
We're
live.
at hour 22 now.
And it's not live, so people can't donate. So there's completely no point to it. It's here. I had this thing on my computer. Watch it.
It's the equivalent to like that video game thing, Desert Bus, where you just stare at a screen for charity.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, where do you guys see Nakamura Mahal ending?
True.
Let's see. It's like you said, I really don't know, because it could go. This is the one match, I think, on the card where can't be confident in an answer, because it could go either way. Continue on with the heel run of Jinder Mahal, or hit Nakamura with the title run and see what happens.
Yeah, I call me crazy. I think they're pulling the trigger Sunday with Nakamura. Are they going to change 2 titles on SummerSlam? I think they're going to swerve everyone, and Brock's going to retain. I don't know if that's what I would have done, but I think that's why they're billing it. It's a bait and switch.
What I was thinking right before is the fact that one of those titles is going to change hands, being SummerSlam. It's going to happen.
What? I remember doing that infamous lost show from my channel that you and I actually we brought this up or whatever, and I was under a different mindset then. But the more they've played it out over the weeks, I'm thinking Brock's going to retain, because they keep driving it home that he'll leave.
Yeah, usually when they drive a point home, it means
exactly
it's not going to happen.
They overdid it. They just a hair. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Heyman was great and all of it's great, but they're trying to shove too much in there, and it just overdid it a little too much.
It's kind of like when Vince was a commentator in the 90s and he would say things too much sometimes and make it so predictable. You know what I'm talking about?
1, 2, 3, no. It's not.
Yes.
But no,
I really do think that, especially with Corbin losing the Money in the Bank, this drives home the point for me that it's time to pull the trigger on Nakamura if they want him to be the next, if one of the top guys, and they're going to do it.
Yeah,
I think that match he had with Cena on SmackDown was like the test. Like, oh, okay, you can hang with the top guys like now. So,
well, speak of that, the elephant in the room we haven't even talked about. Apparently, the word on the streets is Vince was really upset about that spot at Nakamura. I don't believe that because Nakamura, for one, was a man about it and apologized. I mean, God bless Owen Hart and rest his soul, but he never apologized to Austin for that.
Yeah,
To Nakamura's credit, he manned up. I can't picture Vince. I mean, shit happens. He didn't do it maliciously. So,
and the rest of it went so well. There's no way he's gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, well, as soon as that happened.
Oh my God! You know, but that's it.
As soon as that happened, Nakamura dropping Cena on his neck. My first thought was, oh, Vince isn't gonna like that. But at the same time, Cena's reaction in the ring was probably the same one he had in the back. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't apologize. So and as soon as I saw that too, I was like, the dirt sheets they're gonna turn this into something regardless of if there's anything there. I knew it, because it's an easy story. The old man, it's Cena. Anybody that heard Cena, you're going to get that story. Well, is he still, is he still in the good graces of the company? Or
it's a generic clickbaity fucking thing to post this news
exactly.
thing.
You're going to get clicks easily.
Yep.
Vince McMahon loses interest in Nakamura, that's going to get clicks no matter what. So.
Yep.
Goddamn internet. That brings us to we already kind of started talking about it a little bit, but it brings us to what I'm assuming is going to be our main event, the Universal Championship match, the Fatal 4-Way between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. Now, this is a Fatal 4-Way, and I always think that Fatal 4-Ways are elimination, but not necessarily. This isn't elimination, correct?
No.
Okay, so it's one pinfall, wham, bam, thank you, man. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who do you guys got? I think we know who Travis has.
Well, my heart says Joe, but my head says Brock.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's what Drew's going to say, too.
I think it's I'm not even sure why, but I think it's a guarantee. I think Brock's going to win.
Yeah, I feel that way, too. I think we're all in agreement.
I think it'll be awesome, but...
if we were booking this, Joe would go over? Travis, you said yeah, Drew?
I would. Yeah.
I'd like to see Joe with the title and have a run, but I don't know. I might keep Brock on fire for a little bit and just kind of figure out what you can still do with him.
Fair enough. Can't get angry at that. And that's it. There we go. Our 2017 SummerSlam predictions. Drew, do you want to share a SummerSlam moment with us? Do you have a SummerSlam moment that you'd like to share?
I think I have a favorite SummerSlam.
There you go. Share that before we go. Me and Travis kind of, I don't know if you want to do it again, Travis. We kind of had this segment on another podcast we do. So I don't know if you want to participate too. Travis, go right ahead. You go after Drew.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. So I'd say in the first one I ever saw, SummerSlam 91, I think was probably my favorite ever. Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Intercontinental title match.
Oh, God, yes.
And, and the rest of the card was just like, even some of it, how ridiculous it was. Everything had like a meaning to it. You had $1 Million Man and Virgil for the $1 Million belt, and you had Boss Man and the Mountie for the jailhouse match, and like everything had something, Like,
the Mountie.
Yeah, I just thought that show was perfect.
It was the ultimate cater to the fans show back then. Like all the baby faces won, all the titles changed basically.
Yeah. LOD over the Nasty Boys. Yeah. Exactly.
We did a top 3 thing on Hibiki TMD channel, and it was in my top 3 at like number 2. I think you talk about wrestling matches that are just in your DNA. You close your eyes, you can picture the whole thing is Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. 91 is all about.
But like legit going back and comparing them all, for me, I still say my number 1 on my show, and that was SummerSlam 2002. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Angle, and Mysterio is a fucking awesome match.
Yeah.
It really is. Plus, you had Brock and The Rock, which the crowd was electric for. I just went back recently and watched that match. But 02, you had Jericho and Flair, which is a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Not really a big dud on that show. And I just love that SummerSlam summary. It's my favorite. It's shocking. It's past the year 1995 that I'm going to pick it as my favorite. But I got to be honest. I love that SummerSlam.
It's definitely
That's awesome.
Definitely a solid SummerSlam. 2 great picks. And quite frankly, I was going to share something, but I can't outdo Perfect and Bret Hart. So I'm just gonna hang my hat on that one.
Oh, come on. What do you got? Come on.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
Bret Hart, Owen Hart in a cage.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just talked about this.
That match, neck and neck.
I just talked about this like on the podcast we recorded before this one. Cruise Control over on. Is it on? It's still on your channel, right? Or is it on Logan's channel? It's on your channel.
We're keeping it on Hibiki.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
On the Hibiki TMD, go check it out for sure. We just talked about this, but yeah, Owen Hart, Bret Hart in the cage.
And
you don't really need to say much more than that.
And to add to that, like really quick, just to say, Bret Hart was like the man of SummerSlam. With 1990, he had the Demolition Tag Team Title match, and then 91 was Perfect.
Oh, I love that fucking match.
And then 92 with the Bulldog, and then what was 93?
Lawler and Doink, and like he wrestled.
Oh yeah, that was a little.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, but then 94 with Owen, that was.
And then Isaac Yankum at 95, I remember.
And yeah.
Oh God,
If anything, if Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, Bret Hart's Mr. SummerSlam, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're right. That tag team match at 90 was the best.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite matches from my childhood. Is that Demolition match?
Absolutely.
Well, the Bret Hart Owen Hart cage match is one of my top 3, if not my top match of all time.
It's the best cage match that didn't need blood ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before, Travis, and I'm always very quick to agree with that point. It didn't need it. It didn't have it.
Second help.
It was great.
And you had Bulldog and Neidhart involved, so it was that's always cool.
And Bruce.
Yeah.
Can't forget Bruce.
Bruce made sure he was there somehow. Trust me. That's
right.
Oh yeah, he was backstage.
It's my idea.
Making sure.
Sunglasses.
So there you go, boys. Another show in the can. It was a good one again this week. So good that Logan fell asleep.
My God, what a journey this one was. This was a good one.
Well, it's good to have the boys back, the regular cast. We were going to have an extra cast member. We were going to have an extra person that was going to get to plug their shit at the end of the show, but he fell asleep. We're so sorry, Logan. Maybe I'll fall asleep on the Futures of Wrestling podcast.
We're not going to do it for you either, Logan. We're not going to plug your own shit.
Nope. You're going to have to check all my channels somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where. But you can find a link to Logan's channel.
He's going to be so pissed when he wakes up that he fell asleep with us.
Yeah, poor Logan. We're going to have to tell him we love him like 50 times instead of 25 times tomorrow.
Yep.
I love you, Logan. So, Drew, thank you again this week for being on. It's a good time as always. Where can people find you on Twitter? What do you do on the internet there, boy?
Yeah, at Drew Ortman and KAYFABEToday.com.
There you go. The man always representing. Travis, plug yo shit.
Oh, man. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. As always, check out Hibiki TMD YouTube. Check out Hibiki TMD on Facebook. Check out Slam Pigs Podcast, The Reset Button, and Grapple Listen on Grapple Vision channel. I don't plug that enough because I'm not sure when it's coming, but I promise it's coming. And my God, Drew, so good to hear from you, man, and do this with you once again. You've been missed. And Broski, touche, partner.
Yeah, we don't do enough podcasts together.
It's been a long night, but it's
been a very long night of podcasting. You can check out my channel right here because you're on it, so stay on it, watch some stuff, click on the ads when they show up every once in a while, which they don't. But if you want to give me money, which I enjoy getting money, you could send it to me in the mail if you want. If you have my address, you can send me a nice little package full of money. I won't say no. This is a part of the show where I'm just going to start begging people. My life is really hard right now. I'm having a lot of financial difficulties, and I need your money, or else I'll never do this show again. That's right. I'm holding each and every one of you hostage here. Give me your money, or I'm taking away something that you've helped me grow.
Get Broski to Florida.
That too. Please, dear God. ProWrestlingTees.com/FTITM and Patreon.com/FTITM. So for Drew and Travis, and before Travis gets me into kind of any trouble, this has been the KAYFABE Today podcast.
Get up on your feet. Put your hands together.